I am the living legend of hair loss. My preferred gender pronoun is alpha male because I rule the kingdom of hair loss. Welcome to the first official hair loss video to feed your obsession with hair loss in the year 2020. We're living in the future. It's a new year and a new decade. Let's get to work. So as I'm growing my hair out, as we all know, the theme is flat top 2020. I know right now some of you are saying, oh, look at 30 seconds in, you can see his bald spot. People perceive that as a bald spot. Even I did. Maxwell Smart says it's actually a cowlick, and now that the hair's thinner on top, it just exposes that. That's what he says. He's the professional. I'm gonna go with what he says, because I also don't know of balding spots to be right here. I know of diffuse thinning, but that's a different video that I've already done 5 times, like all of these. So let's get to work. What I'm gonna experiment with is good old faithful Murray's Pomade. But first, let's look at a comment from our resident barber on this channel, Maxwell Smart, responding to a video I made called Receding Hairline, Bad Haircut Assessment by a Professional Barber. And this is the response of that professional barber, Maxwell Smart. Here's what he says, quote, "Nick, stop justifying a bad haircut. It doesn't make it any better. If you asked for a zero guard, that's what she would have done. The only thing you could have said is, I want a high and tight. Keep it square at the sides, don't round the corners or cut the top because I want to grow a flat top once the top's grown in. Your instructions may have been vague, but that is no excuse for poor workmanship." So the comment goes on, but ultimately, that's something I guess we're all sorting out on this channel, because I know people who have had bad experiences with barbers and never had any negative experiences with a franchise. I'll just say, I'm not going to list the name, you all know where I go, but ultimately though, what for me is noticeably off about this hairstyle is that it's cut up higher on this side and cut lower on this side. So I thought, hey, you know what, maybe it is long enough to put some kind of pomade in, and maybe I can kind of, because I part it on this side anyway, so maybe in theory I can kind of distract from how uneven it is cut. So I just wet it. I guess it's basically dry by now. All right, so Murray's Pomade, I've been using this literally for 20 years now. The year 2000 is when I first learned about it, just from get it for a couple dollars at Walmart. Let's just see what happens. This is the first time, that I've used any kind of product in my hair since, many months, because even before I shaved all my hair off, I wasn't really using much pomade because it was long enough where I didn't really need to. So before I do this, we'll take it one look from behind and on the side. There we go. All right, I've got some of this pomade on here. This is petroleum based, which my experience is it actually exposes the scalp if you've got too much in it. But let's just see what happens if I attempt to really just force apart. And for the upcoming videos where I'm wearing this particular shirt, you'll know that this is what my hair looked like, whether or not it's stuck or whatever. But it's giving the suggestion that my hair is now parted. Though it's not, I say parted, but it's moving this way. There's a general direction going on, and perhaps what if that helped balance out the fact that it's cut up higher on one side. So we can't even call this spiked. I mean, it's just moved over. But there you go now. And really, I didn't put anything back here. There's nothing that I needed to shift over in a different direction in that way. But here we go. So more videos with me wearing this shirt. You will know were filmed after this video. But ultimately, the project is, as we further closer to this flat top, which maybe in theory would be sometime mid-February, that would finally be long enough, in theory maybe, because in theory is like the phrase of this video. But according to Max, I need this to be about 2 inches tall so that it can be flat enough on top to work. In the meantime, I'll be more specific next time when I get my hair cut, knowing that there's going to be at least one more haircut before the flat top as my hair grows out. And I'll need to specifically say crew cut, but grow out the top. I focused so much on grow out the top, don't touch the top, that I ended up not getting that shorter look that I wanted that would be ideal for it to grow out. So there you go. Here's my attempt. Stay tuned. 2020, you're obsessed with hair loss. I am here to feed you. I'm your daddy bird.